In this video, I will show you how to create a digital downloadable e-commerce website. I will specifically show you how to create a digital downloadable e-commerce website using WordPress. WordPress is the free software that we'll use to create our website and also customize it the way we want. In this video, I will show you how to get your own custom domain name and a web hosting. I will even show you how to install WordPress on your website. In this video, I will show you how to install WooCommerce and also show you how to create your downloadable products. This website we'll be building has a hero section with a cool search feature, a top category section, a featured download section, a section to show instant downloads, trusted sellers and secure payments, and finally a recent downloads section. In this video, I'll show you how to create your about page, the contact page, terms page, privacy policy page, a refund page, and FAQs page. Now let me show you what a visitor will get when they try to make an order. So if I want to make an order, I go over to downloads, then under the shop page, I choose the product I want to buy. So I want to buy Internet Marketing Made Easy. I add it to cart. I can view the cart from here or go over to cart. I can go direct to checkout or just view the cart. I will view the cart, and in here I can enter a coupon code, that is if I have one. So I enter 100 off, then apply coupon. I don't want to make full payment and my total price is $0. I proceed to checkout, and in here I enter my billing details, and I only have first name, last name, phone, email address, and order notes, which is optional. I go ahead and place the order. Thank you, your order has been received. And I can go ahead and download my book. Save file. Okay. And over here, my book is downloaded. Perfect. So as a customer, I'll receive a message with regards to this order in my email. And the administrator of the website will also receive an email with regards to this order. In this video, I'll show you how to build your website with a simple to use drag and drop page builder so that you won't need any programming or coding knowledge. So, if you want to learn how to make your own digital downloadable products website, keep watching.
Hello guys, this is Sadiq here at Diku Pages Web, where I do web tutorials just like this one. So if you are new here, consider subscribing. That said, let's jump into the video.
So to make this website, we are going to use only free resources. The only thing you need to pay for is a domain name and a web hosting, which is a standard for every website. A domain name is simply the address of your website, and a web hosting is a server where your text, images, and other files will be stored so that people all over the world can have access to it. And don't worry, I'll take you to a web hosting provider where you get the cheapest price ever. So to get your own custom domain name and a web hosting, click on the very first link in the description down below, or go over to your browser and enter dikupages.com/Asura. Hit enter. This brings us to Asura Hosting. With Asura Hosting, you get 99.9% uptime, NVMe, SSD storage, free SSL certificates, free domain registration, and many more. Going down, Asura Hosting offers multiple hosting services. You get website hosting, reseller hosting, VPS hosting, and radio hosting. For our purpose, we are going to use web hosting. So you can choose to click from View Plans, or you can click on web hosting right here. So I'll go to View Plans. So these are the various web hosting plans with Asura Hosting. They have Starter, Unlimited, and Unlimited Plus. And you can choose between Direct Admin or cPanel. With Direct Admin, the price is less as compared to cPanel. For instance, for the Starter, you get $1.29 per month with cPanel, and you get $1 per month with Direct Admin. So these are the various features you get under each package. With the Starter, you get 12 GB NVMe SSD storage. However, the unlimited and then the unlimited plus, you get unlimited NVMe SSD storage. The main difference in here are, with the starter you get 15 email accounts, 15 websites and 15 databases. But with the unlimited and the unlimited plus, all these features are unlimited, as you can see right here. Down here are some of the major difference. That is, with the starter you will not get private name servers, free gold 10 key reseller plan, free domain yearly, and then free dedicated IP. And over here is this last three that you won't get as compared to this, and the unlimited plus, everything is made free for you. So if you are going to make a website like an e-commerce website, I would suggest you go in for the unlimited plus, but for our purpose we'll go in for the starter plan. Now if you go down, you will see that the initial price for the hosting per year is $12, and at renewal you also pay $12, which means there won't be any price hikes when it's time for renewal. So we go up and we click on order now for the starter package. So under choose a domain, in here you can choose to register a new domain, transfer your domain from another registrar, or if you have an existing domain and want to update your name servers, you can choose this. But for our purpose, we want to register a new domain. So we choose register a new domain, and in here we search for the domain we want to register. Take note, this domain you are going to register should be unique to you. If it is already registered somewhere, it cannot be registered for the second time. So I'll search for Diku Pages Web, and take note, over here is the domain extension. There are so many of them, but I will advise you go in for .com, especially if you are creating for a business or if you want to go international. However, if you want to create for an organization, you can use .org. So let's take to .com, then we click on search. Awesome, DikuPagesWeb.com is available, and we'll pay $9.99 for the domain registration. Then we go ahead and click on continue. So these are the various features we'll get for the starter plan. So you can choose to pay for 1 year hosting, 2 years or 3 years. And you see that as the year increases, you are saving 16%. And going down are some additional services. We don't need any of this, so I go ahead and click on continue. In here we have DNS management, which is free. I'll select it. ID protection, you need to pay a little for it for a year, and email forwarding is also free, so I'll check it. I like free things. Then I go ahead and click on continue. So now the web hosting for the starter is $12 per year, and the domain registration is $9.99 per year, which brings us to a total of $21.99 for a year. So going down, you can choose your currency from here. I'll leave it as USD. If you have a promo code, you can enter it in here, and then you can choose to use an existing account. That is, if you are already using Asura hosting, and since we are new, we'll create a new account. And in here you need to fill all these details. Then you go ahead and choose your payment method. So in my case, I'm going to use direct credit card, and in here I enter my card number, the expiry date, and then the CVV number. So I'm going to fill out this form and also enter my payment details and click on checkout, and meet you in a second. Alright, our order is confirmed. Now I can click here to take me to the client's area of my Asura account. So this is the domain we have just registered. The next thing I'm going to do is to go over to my email account and check for my login details. So when you buy a hosting plan from Asura Hosting, for the first time you receive so many messages, but you want to look for Asura Hosting hosting account information, and in here will be your account information. So going down, that is to control panel, you see your account details, that is your login details you can use to log in to start making your website. So over here is my username, password, and then the server login URL, which I need to hide for obvious reasons. So I'll just highlight the login URL, right click on it and open it in a new tab. So this is the login page. So what I'm going to do is go back to my email, copy and paste the username and then the password, then I click on sign in. So this is the username and this is my password. So I'll go ahead and click on sign in. Okay, so this brings us to Asura Hosting cPanel. That is the direct admin cPanel. So the next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and install WordPress. So I scroll down to extra features, then I click on SoftwareClause Auto Installer. So in here I have WordPress. I go ahead and click on install. Now under choose installation URL, in here you need to make sure it is set to HTTPS, that is the protocol, since Asura Hosting is giving us free SSL certificate. And then choose domain. This is the domain we've just registered. Then in directory, you don't want to put anything in here, so I take it off. And going down, this is where I can set the name of my website. So currently it is set to my blog, and then the site description, my WordPress blog. So I'll show you how to change these names inside WordPress. Now under admin account, in here you enter the admin username, the admin password, as well as the admin email address. These are the details you use to log into WordPress in order to edit your website. So I'll enter these details pretty quick. So I'll fill out the fields pretty quick. Going down to the end, I click on install and WordPress will install in some few seconds. Congratulations, the software was installed successfully. And over here is my web address, that is dikupagesweb.com. If I click on it, it will take me to the front end of my website. Awesome. So this is the front end of my website. This is what users will see when they enter the URL to my website. If I go back, I can click on the administrative URL right here to take me to the back end of my WordPress website, but I'm not going to do that because I'm going to show you how to log into your WordPress website if you are at the front end of the website. So to log in, I click at the end of the .com, then I bring /wp-admin, hit enter, and this will take me to the login page. So in here I enter my username and the password, that is the username and password I've just chosen when I was installing WordPress. Enter, and this brings us to the back end of our WordPress website. So if I right click on the name of my website, open link in a new tab, it will take me to the front end of my website. And currently I'm seeing this bar because I've logged into my website. So users who are not logged into my website will not be able to see this. So going back, the next thing I'm going to do is clean up WordPress and also set it up. So all these widgets in here, I don't need them. So I click on screen options and I go ahead and untick all these. Click back on it. Next I go over to post. Defaultly when you install WordPress, a hello world post will be created for you. So we don't need this. I trash it. Empty trash. Next I go over to pages. I don't need these two pages. I select all, bulk actions, move to trash, apply. Click on trash, empty trash. Next I go over to appearance and I'll be presented with these three themes. And this is the active one, which means we don't need any of these themes. So I just go ahead and click on theme details, delete. Okay. Theme details, delete. Okay. Unfortunately, we cannot delete this theme simply because we should have an existing theme to work with WordPress. However, I will show you how to install a theme later on in this tutorial. Next, I go over to plugins. I don't need these two plugins. I select all, bulk actions, delete, apply. Okay. Next, I go over to settings and I click on general. In here under site title, I can change the name of my website and also the tagline. Remember, I said I'll show you how to change the name of your website and also the tagline during the installation of WordPress. So this way we can do that. So the site title is digital downloads, then tagline is online marketplace for digital downloads. In here is my URL. The next important thing is administrative email. In here you can change the email of your WordPress website if you want. Next, I'll go ahead and check anyone can register, so that I'll give my users the opportunity to register on my website since I'm making an e-commerce website. Scroll down to the end, save changes. Next, I'll go over to permalinks. Under common settings, I want to change it from day and name to post name, so that my URL will be clean instead of me having the year, month and day as part of my URL. Go down, click on save changes. So that's all the settings we want to do for now. Now that that is done, the next thing I'm going to do is install a theme. A theme is basically the design and layout of your website. So to install a theme, I go over to appearance, click on themes. To install a new theme, click on add new. And the set themes are set for Astra. I have Astra here. I click on install. It is installed. I activate. So now let's take a look at the new look and feel of our website. So now this is how my website will look like. Going back, now that we have installed the theme we want to use, we don't need this theme anymore. So I'll go to theme details, delete, OK. Having installed our theme, the next thing I'm going to do is install some plugins. Take note, a plugin is basically a software that will extend the functionality of your WordPress website. So to install a plugin, I go over to plugins, then I click on add new. Under set plugins, I search for Elementor. Elementor is a page builder that we use in order to design our pages. I click on install now. It is installed, but I will activate it now. I will install other plugins. So next I install WooCommerce. WooCommerce is the plugin that we'll use in order to add our products to our store. I click on install now. Next I install Wishlist. I'm going to use TI Wishlist, so I click on install now. With this plugin, users of my website will be able to add some products to their wish list. It is installed. Next I install WP Forms. I have WP Forms in here. I install it. This is a plugin we'll use to create our contact form. It's a drag and drop form builder. So all the plugins I want to use for now are installed. We may be installing some other plugins. I will install them as and when we need them. So take note, I've installed all these plugins, but I've not activated any of them yet. So I'll go to install plugins so that I'll activate all at once. So I select all, go to bulk actions, activate, apply. So all the plugins are activated at once instead of doing them one by one. So after activating them, you see up here we have welcome to WooCommerce wishlist plugin. So we need to set this up in order to create the wishlist page. So I click on run the setup wizard. So in here I click on let's go. My wishlist page will be created automatically. Continue. In here I don't do any settings. I just click on continue, 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 and now the wishlist settings is done. I click on return to the dashboard. So after installing the plugin, we have these extra widgets. I go to screen options. I don't need them, so I just uncheck them. The next thing I'm going to do is set up WooCommerce. So I hover on WooCommerce, then I click on settings. In here I go ahead and set up my store address. So I've entered my basic address. Then selling locations. Because we are going to sell digital products, you can sell to all countries simply because you don't need to ship any physical products. Going down, if you want, you can enable taxes, but I don't want to do that. So I go to the end. Currency, you can choose whatever currency you want. For instance, if you want Ghana cedis, you can choose it from here, but I want to keep it as dollars for now. I'll go ahead and click on save changes. Next I click on products. So in here under shop page, you need to make sure it is set to shop. It's very important. And then add to cart behavior. You can decide to redirect to the cart page after adding a particular product to the cart, but I don't want to do this. I want to give my users the opportunity to add more than one product to the cart. So since I'm not making any changes here, I don't click on save changes. Next, I go to inventory. Since we are going to be selling digital products, we don't need to manage stock, so I can just untick this. But if you want, you can leave it checked. It doesn't really make a difference, so I click on save changes. Next, I go to downloadable products, and the access restriction, I want to check downloads require login, so that all my users will have to log in order to download their products. I click on save changes. We are not going to shipping since we are not shipping any physical products. So next, I click on payments. This is where we set our payment gateway. Because we are going to be selling digital downloadable products, we don't need to use direct bank transfer, check payments, or cash on delivery. So for this, we need an automated payment gateway. So I'll go back to plugins, click on add new, and I search plugins. I search for PayPal Express. I have PayPal Express checkout for WooCommerce. I install it, activate. It is activated. I go back to WooCommerce settings, payments, and I have PayPal Express in here. I enable it, click on save changes. Now I go ahead and manage it. So in here, PayPal payment gateway, make sure it is enabled. Next is payment button. I select Express checkout. Going down, I change environment from sandbox mode to live mode, and in here I need to enter my live API username, live API password, and live API signature. So I have to go to PayPal to get all these. So I've logged into my PayPal account, and you need to go over to this address, that is PayPal/business-manage/credential/API access. Make sure the access, the A is capital, hit enter. And going down, go over to MVP/SOAP API integration, click on manage API credentials, and then in here you get your API username, API password, and signature. So all these are hidden, so in order to get them you need to click on show. So I'll go ahead and copy this, go back, paste it in here. Now go back to PayPal. The API password and signature, I don't need to show them, so I will just copy them and paste and get back to you. Alright, I've pasted them. Going down, next is PayPal Express checkout button. Show Express button on. I don't want to show it on any of these pages. And then show Express credit button. I don't want to show them. So I go down. Take note, on the landing page, you need to make sure it is set to billing and not login. It's very important. Then go down, click on save changes. So that's it on setting our PayPal Express payment gateway. Next, I go to accounts and privacy. Guest checkout, I don't want to allow customers to place orders without an account, so I uncheck this. And I want to allow customers to log into an existing account during checkout. I'll also allow customers to create an account during checkout, and I'll also allow them to create an account on the My Account page. However, I'll uncheck these two. I don't want them to get their username set automatically and passwords. So I go down and I click on save changes. So basically these are the settings we want to do for now. We'll come back to WooCommerce settings and also make some changes in here under emails. So now that we are done setting up WooCommerce, the next thing I'm going to do is create my products. So to create a product, I go over to products and I click on add new. Under product title, I enter the name of my product. So this is a book I want to sell. It's a PDF. In here I enter my product description. Then going down, under product data, I'll leave it as simple product. And since we are not going to be shipping any product, meaning my product is going to be virtual. Also, because it's a PDF, it's also going to be a downloadable product. So when you select downloadable, WooCommerce will give you the opportunity to add your downloadable files. In here, I enter the price of my product. It's 11.99. This is the regular price. If you have a sale price, you can go ahead and enter it in here. The sale price is the reduced price of the regular price. So if I'm selling the book at 11.99, the sale price can be 8.99 or something like that. Next, I go to downloadable files, then I click on add file. So the file name, I can enter the same thing. So I'll just copy this, enter it in here, then I go ahead and click on choose file. select files. I'll go to the location where I'll find my files. So in here I have my book. I select it, then I click on open. It is uploaded. I go ahead and click on insert URL. So the URL to this book will be inserted right here so that my user will be able to download it after making a purchase. Download limit, I want to leave it as unlimited. If I put 10 in here, meaning after my users make a purchase, they can download this book 10 times before it will expire. But I'll leave it as unlimited so that they continue to download the book anytime they need it. And the download expiry, I don't want to set any expiry date. So if I enter maybe 5, so after they make a purchase, after 5 days, they won't be able to download the book. I leave it as never. Then going down, in here I can also enter product short description. So I'll just grab some few lines like this, copy it, paste it in here. Now I'm going up, and the product categories. In here is very important for you to categorize your products so that it will be easier for your users to navigate your website. So I click on add new category. So take note, we are selling a book, so I'll call this books. I click on add new category, so it will be added. So if I want, I can just go ahead and add all the categories I want to have on my website. So I have software, add new category. I also want to sell WordPress themes, so I'll just call it themes, add new category. And finally templates, add new category. However, I'll uncheck all these and leave only books because I'm not adding any product related to categories, plugins, themes, and software. Going down, you can also go ahead and add some tags which will be very important for search engine optimization. So I can say books. The book is about internet marketing, so I will enter internet marketing, enter. I'll leave it as this for now. Going down, I'll set a product image, click on upload files, select files. So in here I have my product image, and that is the cover page of this book. I just select it and click on open. For search engine purposes, you may want to enter alt text and also the title. So the alt text can be the title of my book. I'll just copy it and then paste it under title. Set product image. Now down here, product gallery, if you have more images related to this product, you can go ahead and add them in here. Awesome. Going up, I click on publish. I'll exit out of here for now. So the product is saved. Right click on view, open link in a new tab to take a look. Awesome. So this is the title of my book. The regular price, which is 11.99, and the sale price, which is 8.99. And in here is the short description. Going down, this is the long description. Now in here you see that we have add to wish list. We are getting this particular feature as a result of installing the wish list plugin. And down here we have category and as well as the tags. Going up, in here we have quantity, which my users can increase and add to cart. But for digital downloadable products, increasing the quantity is not necessary because this is just a one product. You don't need to buy several of them at a time. So what I'm going to do is I will go ahead and remove this particular field so that user will not be able to increase the quantity. So to do that, I go back to the product, scroll down, and the inventory, I will check this checkbox that is sold individually to enable this particular product to be bought in a single order. So if I update the product, then I go ahead and refresh, you see that the quantity field is gone. And this is what we want, so that users will not be able to increase the quantity of a particular product. Awesome. So I've shown you how to add a product to your e-commerce website. So this is the same procedure you will have to follow in order to add the rest of your products. Having an existing product, I want to show you a quick way of adding a new product to your website. So I go to the back end, then I go ahead and click on all products. So when you hover on this particular product, you see that we have duplicate. So I just go ahead and click on it, and I will have a copy of this particular product. Meanwhile, this is not the product I want. So I'll go ahead and enter the name of my new product, car listing website template. So this particular product is a template that my users can buy and use it on their car listing website. That is, if they want to make a website for listing cars. So I'll leave the product description, product data. It will be virtual as well as downloadable. Then I will change the price, which is $15 or 15.99, and the sale price is 7.99. It's not mandatory to always have the sale price. It will depend upon what you want. And when you go to inventory, already sold individual will be checked because we have duplicated this particular product. And the product category, I will uncheck books, then I'll go ahead and check templates. Going down, I remove the product tags for the previous product, and in here I can go ahead and enter the tags for this particular product. I'll leave it as empty for now so that I'll move quick with the tutorial. Going down, I'll go ahead and change the product image. You can do that by just clicking on it, upload files, select files. I'll locate the product image I want to upload. I go to templates. I have my car listing template image. It is uploaded. I go ahead and set product image. Take note, always try to enter the alt text and the title. So I set product image. Awesome. Going up, I click on publish. I can go ahead and view the product. Right click, open link in a new tab. I exit from here for now, and in here I have my template. So now that I've shown you how to add your products, the next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and add more products to my website, and I'll suggest you also do the same. So I'll pause the video and add more products and get back to you. Okay, I've added more products to my website. As you can see in here, I have about 19. The next thing I'm going to do is set some of them as featured products. So to do that, you just need to click on the star icon right here beside the particular product you want to set as featured. So I'll set internet marketing made easy as featured product by clicking on the star icon here, and the page will reload. And you now see that the star is filled, meaning this particular product is a featured product. So I'll go ahead and add 4 more featured products. Alright, I've set some featured products. The next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and create some pages for my website. So to do that, I go to pages, then I click on add new. I exit from here. You see that in here I don't see the sidebar menu, so I click on options right here. Then I will disable full screen mode, and I now have my sidebar menu. So the title, I'll enter home. I publish it, publish again. So I'm going to go ahead and create all the pages I will need so that we'll work on them later. So I'll go to add new, title, about us, publish, publish again, add new. So I'll also create some legal pages like privacy, publish, publish again, it is published, add new, terms, publish, publish again. So you can say either terms or terms of service or terms and conditions, whichever way, add new, refund policy, publish, publish again, add new. The final one, I'll call it FAQs, publish, publish again. So you can create as many pages as you want. So now that I have all my pages created, the next thing I'm going to do is to design my website, and I'll start by designing the home page. Now if I go to pages, I'll see all the pages I've created, and in here you see that I have refund and returns policy, and it is a draft. I don't need it because I have my own refund policy page. This is not published, so I can just go ahead, trash it. So these are the pages I want to work with. Now if you look at the home page, you see that it's not set to home page. If I right click on it and click open link in a new tab, so after the URL of my website, after my main domain, that is the .com, you see that I have /home. This means this is not my home page. So if I click on digital downloads, this will take me to the home page of my website. But I want to set this particular page, that is the home page, as my default home page. So to do that, I go over to settings, then I click on reading, and the home page displays, I change it from your latest post to a static page, and the home page, I drop down the arrow and I choose the home page I created. Then I click on save changes. So if I go back to pages, you see that home page is now set as our front page. And if I view it, you will not see the /home anymore. Perfect. And as you can see in here, the page is very boring. So let's edit it. So to do that, I click on edit page, and I'm going to design it with Elementor. So I click on edit with Elementor. I'll exit from here for now. So it is open with Elementor. Now before we start designing our page, I want to show you some of the widgets we have in here. These are the widgets or the elements we use to design our page. If I want to use any of these widgets, the first thing I need to do is insert a section. So I click on it, and these are the various sections you'll be presented with by Elementor. So I'll go ahead and choose double column section, and in here you can put any of the elements and start designing your page with. So this blue line we are seeing here is the main section, and inside it we have columns. So every single section you see in here, you see some columns inside where you have to post your elements. So to insert a new element or widget, I click on this 9 dots right here, and it will take me to all the elements. Then I can drag in whatever element I want to use. So if I want to use this particular element, that is the heading element, I just click on it and drag it in here. Awesome. And after inserting any element, at the left hand side you see some tabs, that is content, style, and advanced. These are the 3 features you use in order to edit this particular heading text. So for instance, if I want to change this text and the content, I can change it from here. My new website. If I want to change the color, I go over to style, and the text color, I click on color, and I can choose whatever color I want from here. I can also change the typography by clicking on pencil icon. Defaultly it is set to Roboto. I drop down the arrow and I can choose whatever font I want from here. So all these fonts are Google fonts and they are all free. So if I need this, I'll just go ahead and click on it and it will take effect immediately. Going back to elements, I can drag in the button element and drop it in here. And as usual, we'll have these 3 tabs to work with the button. So on the text, I can change it to maybe start now, something like that. And in here, if I want to link this particular button to a particular page, I can go ahead and enter the link to that page, or better still, I can search for that particular page. So I'll say about. Since I have an about page, I'll see it right here. Then I just go ahead and click to insert the link. Awesome. If I also want to insert an image, I go back to elements and I drag in the image element and drop it wherever I want. Click on it from here to choose whatever image you want to insert. Perfect. So basically this is a quick demo on how to use Elementor. So I'll click on this delete section right here to close it up so that I start building my page from scratch. So the first thing I'll insert is a hero section. So I click on the plus icon here, then I click on single column section. So on the layout, I go over to height, then I drop down the arrow and I choose minimum height, and the default minimum height is 400. I'll set this to 500. Now I'm going to give it a background image. So to do that, I go over to style, and the background type you can choose classic, and with classic you can choose a color if you want, just like that. So you can choose whatever color you want to use down here. and you can make it as dark as you want. Perfect. But I don't want to use any color, so I can clear the color from here. I rather want to use an image as my background. So under image, I click on choose image. I click on upload files, select files, then I'll go ahead and get the image I want to use. I choose this, then I click on open. So my image is uploaded. I click on insert media, and you'll see right there. Under position, I want to set it to center, and the size I set it to cover. Awesome. The next thing I'm going to do is go over to elements, then I drag in the heading elements in here, and I change the text to Digital Downloads Marketplace. I center it, go to style, and I change the color to white. Then typography, I click on it. Currently it is Roboto. I will change it to Montserrat. I have Montserrat in here. Then the weight, I change it to 900. The size, I increase it to 50. Next, I go back to elements again, and I drag in the text editor, and I'll edit it from here. So I remove all this, and I'll go ahead and enter my text. I'll go to style, center it, text color, I change it to white, and then the size, I increase it a bit. I'll make it 25. Perfect. You see that my text is not all that visible because of the color, so I'll need to add some background overlay to the image at the background. So I click on the 6 dots right here, that is edit section, and under style, I go to background overlay. I click on classic, then color, make it completely black. Awesome. And then down here, I can increase the opacity. You see that I can also decrease it. So I want to set it as 0.8. Awesome. Next, I go back to elements, and I search for search, and I'm going to use product search. I drag it in here, drop it. The search field is too wide. I go to advanced, and the pattern, I unlink the values. Right, I make it 250, and then left, I make it 250. So this is all what I want to do on the hero section. Next, I insert a new section. I click on the plus icon, then I go ahead and click on single column. I click on elements, then I drag in the heading element. I change the text to, click on center, and the style, I change the color to black, and the typography, I change it to Montserrat. Awesome. And then weight, I change it to 800. I go back to elements, and I drag in the inner section. So in here, I want to get some number of columns. Defaultly, the inner section will give us 2 columns. So all what I need to do is duplicate this to get the number of columns I want. So I now have 4 columns. Then I go back to elements, and I search for icon box. I have it in here. I drag it and drop it there. The title, I change it to themes, and then the description, I enter 2400 plus themes. So meaning I have this much of themes on my website. I'm just doing this to show you the possibilities. Next, I go over to icon, and I'm going to change it. So I just click on it, and I search for, let me see if I will get theme. Okay, maybe I will use this pro. Insert. Next, I go over to style. The size of the icon, I want to make it 60, and the color, even though it's already blue, but I want to use this particular blue. Awesome. Next, I go over to content. The text color, I'll change that to this blue as well. That is for title, and then description, I do the same thing. Perfect. I also want to change the typography for title and description. So I click on pencil icon for title. I change it to Montserrat. And since I'll be using Montserrat, I can go ahead and add it to my fonts. So I'll just click on this plus icon and I enter Montserrat. Then I click on create. So I don't need to always change it from the pencil icon. I can go to this global icon to change it. So for instance, if I want to change the description, I'll just go ahead and click on the globe icon. Then I click on Montserrat. Perfect. Next, I go over to advanced. Under background, I set a background color. So I go to classic and the color I choose black. I go back to advanced in here. Under padding, I unlink the values. Top, I'll make it 50. Right 25. Bottom 50 and then left 25. And I want to add a border radius, so I go over to border and the radius I make it 25. Next thing I want to do is I want to add some padding to the column itself, so I click on it. Then I go to advanced and I'm going to add 20 pixels padding for all size. I want to get something similar for the rest of the 3 columns. So all what I need to do is right click on the column here, duplicate, right click, duplicate, right click, duplicate. Then I'll go ahead and delete the empty ones. Right click, delete, right click, delete, right click, delete. The next thing I'm going to do is add a background color to the whole of this section. So I click on edit section right here. I go to style, background type, I choose classic. Then the color, you can choose whatever color you want. So I'll remove this and enter CECECE. Awesome. So this is the color I want to use. Next, I go over to advanced. I want to add some padding on top here and at bottom here. So I unlink the values and then top I make it 50, bottom I make it 50 as well. Perfect. And one last thing I want to do is go ahead and change the names of these particular categories. So I have themes. Take note, I'm featuring my top categories. So this one I'll call it plugins, and I don't have this much of plugins. Maybe I have 800 plus plugins, and I'll go ahead and change the icon. So I search for something related to plugin or close, maybe plug like this. I insert. Awesome. The last thing I want to do on this category is go ahead and link them up with their respective categories. So to do that, I'll go to the back end, then I go over to products, then I click on categories. So the first one is plugins. I just go ahead and right click on view under plugins, and I click on copy link, come back in here. Okay, I've copied plugins, so I just click on it and the link I paste it. Going back, themes, right click on view, copy link, come back in here, click on themes, make sure you go to content, then paste in the link. Next is templates. I have template in here. Right click on view, copy link, click on it, paste, and finally software, copy, click on it and paste in the link. Perfect. I update it. The next thing I'll do is add another section. So I can duplicate this by right clicking, click on duplicate. However, I will remove the background color first of all. So I select it, then I go over to style, then the background color, just click on it, then I click on clear. And this one I'll change the title to feature downloads, and I don't need this particular section, so I just click to delete it from here. Then I go over to elements and I search for short code. I have short code in here. I drag it and drop it down there. And what I'm going to do is I go over to Google, then I search for WooCommerce short course right here. I click on the first one, and on this page I scroll down, example of product scenarios, and I'm looking for featured products. I'll just go ahead and copy this, come back in here, then paste my code in here, and you see some products displaying, and it is showing 4 products and 2 columns. I want to maintain 4 products right here, that is the product limits, but the columns I'll change it to 4 instead of 2. Perfect. I like this. The next thing I'm going to do is insert another section, so I'll go ahead and copy this. So apart from duplicating, you can also copy. So I'll copy it by right clicking on edit section. Down here I just right click here, click on paste, and I don't need this, so I take it off, and this as well. So I just right click in here, delete. Then I go to elements and I drag in the inner section. I need it in 3 columns, so I just go ahead and duplicate this. Going back to element, I search for icon box, grab it in here, and the position I'll change it to left, that is the icon. The title I change it to instant download, and then the description I enter this. Next I go over to style, the color I'll change it to black. Next I'll go ahead and change the icon. I'll search for download, I'll choose this, insert, and the view I change it to stack, and I'll use circle. You can also use square if you want. I prefer to use circle. Next I go to style, and the color, that is the primary color, I want to change it to black. Then the size, I'll make it 30, and the secondary color I'll choose a blue color. Next I go to content, vertical alignment I choose middle, so that the icon will be in the middle of the title and the description. The title color I change it to black. Then the description color, make it a little bit dark. Awesome. Now change the typography to Montserrat as well. So I can just go ahead and duplicate it, right click, copy, right click in here, paste, right click, paste. So in here, assuming I have other sellers, I can go ahead and say trusted sellers, something like that. And you can also change the text in here. I'll change the icon, ragged people, maybe this. And then the last one, I'll change it to, now change the icon, maybe money. Perfect. Finally, I'll insert the last section in here concerning products. So this one, I'll just copy this, right click in here, paste. Now change the title to recent downloads. So this time around, instead of featured products, I'm not going to use featured products, so I'll go back to WooCommerce shortcodes and I search for recent products. Okay, newest product, that is it. Let's copy this, come back in here, remove this, then paste. So the product limits will be 4, the number of columns 4. Awesome. But the product limit, I want it to be 8. Perfect. All right, I'm happy about this. I update, so I'll exit from WooCommerce shortcodes, view the page. Awesome. Perfect. Now the next thing I'm going to do is make my website mobile and tablet friendly. So I click on responsive mode in here. First of all, I'll start with mobile. Now start from top. So this is not good. I just click on it. Now go to style, typography, I change the size, maybe 30. Then this text in here, maybe I'll need it to be in 2 lines. Go to typography and I reduce the size. Let me see, 25, no. Okay, 23 is cool, or maybe 22. Perfect. My search field is not showing clearly. This is as a result of the padding we added earlier. So I just click on it, then I unlink the values, and that's it. Perfect. If you want, you can also decrease the spacing in here, that is the padding up and down for this particular section, or maybe I leave it as it is. So going down, top categories is cool, I don't need to do anything. Okay, everything else is cool. Next I go over to tablets. Perfect. Okay, I need to fix this. So to fix this, I need to click on the column. I click on it, and the layout, I change the column width to 50. I do the same thing in here, column width 50, so that I have 2 in a row instead of 4 in a row. Perfect. The last one, 50. Perfect. Awesome. Okay, I think this is cool. Or maybe I can reduce the size and make them in 1 line, but I think it's okay. Perfect. Everything else is cool. Then I exit from here and I go ahead and update. So my home page is done. Perfect. So now that the home page of my website is designed, the next thing I'm going to do is design the other boring pages. So I'll go over to pages, I'll exit from here and here as well. First of all, I'll work on the about page. So I right click on it, open link in a new tab, then I go ahead and edit with Elementor. Okay, it is open with Elementor. I insert a section, single column. I'll give it a minimum height of 400, that is the default, or maybe 300. I go to elements, I drag in the heading element. I'll change it to about us, center it, style, text color, I give it black. Then the section, I'll change the background color. So I click on edit section right here, style, background type, I give it classic. The color, I paste in this color. Awesome. Next I go over to elements and I drag in the text editor right here, and in here I enter my about text. So I'll just go ahead and duplicate this dummy content. So in here you need to make sure that you enter all the about information concerning your e-commerce website. I'll go to edit section to create some spacing up here, advanced, and link the values and the padding. Top, I make it 50, then bottom 50, so that I'll have space at top and bottom. So I'll just keep my about page simple, then I go ahead and update. So my about page is done, as simple as that. Take note, there's no single way of designing pages like this, so you decide whatever design you want to give your pages. So I'll go back to pages. The next page I'm going to work on is privacy policy. So I right click on it, open link in a new tab. Take note, I still have my about page open. I want to use it for something. I'll show you in a moment. I edit it with Elementor. So in here I want to insert a new section for the privacy policy, but I don't want to repeat the process. So I go back to my about page and I'll just go ahead and copy the whole of this section. Copy, come back in here, right click here, paste. And all what I need to do is just change the text in here to privacy policy. Then going back, I can also copy the whole of this section. Copy, come back in here, right click, paste, and I'll just click in here to edit my text from here. Perfect. So I'll remove it and enter my privacy policy. So I have something I've copied to clipboard. I'll just go ahead and paste it in here. So this is my privacy policy. Perfect. I like this, so I update. You can preview it if you want, see your changes. Perfect. I exit from here and here as well. I'll still leave this privacy policy open with Elementor because I still want to use these sections. I go back to pages. Next is refund policy. Right click on it, open link in a new tab, edit it with Elementor. Then I go back to privacy policy and I copy this section. Right click in here, copy, come back, right click, paste. I'll just change privacy to refund. Perfect. Go back in there, copy the whole of this section, come back, right click in here, paste. And I'll leave this as my refund policy. Then I'll go ahead and update. Take note, you can edit it by clicking on it and do the editing from here. I exit from here, going back. Next is terms. Right click on it, open link in a new tab, edit with Elementor. I still have one of these copied to my clipboard, so I can just go ahead and paste it. So it's the text, but I can still get the section up there. So I go back in here, right click, copy, come back, right click in here, paste, and I'll click on it and move it to the top. Awesome. Then I just go ahead and change this to terms of service. Perfect. Update. Next, I work on my FAQs. Right click on it, open link in a new tab. I'll exit from here, edit with Elementor. I think I still have my section copied to clipboard, paste it. Perfect. And I change this to FAQs. Then this time around, I'm not going to use text editor. I go back to element and I search for accordion. I have it in here. I'll drag it down here. First of all, let me provide space on top and at bottom. So I click on edit section, advanced, and link the values and the padding top and make it 50, bottom 50. Then I click in here on the pencil icon to edit the accordion. So by default, when you insert it, you get 2 accordion items. You can add as many as you want. So accordion 1, I'll use it as my question 1. So in here, I just remove this and I enter to offer refunds, something like that. So this is my first question and the answer will go in here. Yes, I have refund policies. So I'll say yes, we do offer refunds. Oops, something like that. Then question 2 will come in here. So all what I need to do is collapse this, and I click on this to open up for question 2 and remove this. How many times can I download a product after purchase? So in here I enter the answer. Get unlimited downloads, something like that. So I collapse this and I can add new item. In here I enter the third question. Okay, and my answer is yes, we have a secured payment system. So you can add as many questions as you want depending upon the questions your clients are asking, of which you want other people to benefit from. So I'll end it here and I'll go ahead and update it. Take note, you can edit these colors and the style if you want. So if you want to change the title, the color, maybe I'll make it black, and then the active color, I'll change it to CECECE. Perfect. I think this is cool. Then I go ahead and update. The last page I'm going to work on is my contact page. Okay, I think I didn't create the contact page, so I can just go ahead and add it here. So add new, contact us. I publish it, publish again, edit with Elementor. I'll create a new section, single column. And then content width, I will make it full width. Then I go back to elements and I drag in Google Maps in here. And then the location, I change it to Shanghai Tamale. Next, I insert a new section. And this time around, I'll use a double column section. I go to elements and I search for icon box. I grab it in here and I'll change it to left. So in here, the title, I change it to phone and I'll enter my phone number here. The icon, I change it to phone or maybe mobile. Perfect. Insert. So you can have as many phone numbers as you want, so I can just copy this and duplicate it. Oops. I need it in 2 lines, so I need to get a break. BR. Okay, perfect. I go to style, the icon color, I change it to black. And then the content title, I make it black. Meanwhile, under vertical, I'll change it to middle so that the icon will be in the middle of the text. The description, I go to typography and I'll increase the line height by pressing 0. Okay, I'll change it to 5. I think 5 is cool. So this is all what I want to do. So I can go ahead and duplicate this. I right click on the pencil icon, duplicate, and this second one I change it to email. Then I enter my email address. I'll change the icon to email icon. Maybe envelope. I choose this, insert. If you want, you can add address. So I'll duplicate this and I'll use the top one as address. That is my physical address. So I go to content. I remove this. I change the icon. I'll choose this, insert. And they are too crowded in here, so I can go to advanced and the padding, top I make it 20, bottom 20, and I do the same thing for all of them. Click in here, advanced, and link the values, top 20, bottom 20. And finally this, advanced, and link values, top 20, bottom 20. Perfect. Now I create space for the whole of this section, so I click on edit section, advanced, and link value, top 50, bottom 50. Perfect. In here I'm going to insert a contact form, but I've not created it yet. So to do that, first of all I need to update this. Then I exit to dashboard by clicking here, exit to dashboard. So in here I go to WP forms, click on add new. So in here I enter the name of my form and I'll go ahead and use simple contact form. So I click on use template. There's already a template for us, so we don't need to start designing from scratch. So all what we need to do is tweak this to our liking. So first of all, I'll customize the name. So I click on it, and the format I want simple so that I'll just have one field. I don't want first and last names. Meanwhile, I will let the whole field stretch to the end. So I go to advanced, and the field size I change it to large. I'll do the same thing in here. Click on it, email, go to advanced, medium, change it to large. And then the comment or message fields, I want to remove comment or, so I click on it and I just go ahead and remove this. If you want to add another field, you can go ahead to add fields. Maybe if you want to add phone numbers, you can click on numbers and it will be inserted. You can click on it and drag it to whichever location you want. Then click on it, change numbers to phone. Perfect. If you want, you can make it a required field, but I don't want that. Now go to advanced, field size, large. Next, I go over to settings. So in here, if you want, you can change the name of your form. You can give it description if you want. I don't want to do any of this. I go to notification. So I'll leave all this as they are. Confirmations. Then in here, you can change the text if you want. Thanks for contacting us. We'll be in touch with you shortly. I think it's cool. Then I'll go ahead and save my form. Now I exit from here and I'll go back to pages, contact us, right click, open link in a new tab, that is edit with Elementor. I exit from here. So in here I'll insert my contact form. So I'll search for WP forms. So you can use any of this. I'll use this one, drag it in here. Then I go ahead and select my form from here, contact form, and it will show. Perfect. Then I click on update, review it. Awesome. As simple as that. So now all my pages are created. The next thing I'm going to do is create a menu. So I go back to the back end and I go over to appearance and I click on menus. The first menu I will create is main menu. That is the menu that will appear here. You see that my menu is messy. Create menu. Then the main menu, I need contact us, about us, shop, and I also need home. I can see home in here. First of all, let me add to menu. Then I go to view all. I have home in here, add to menu. Awesome. So you can rearrange it the way you want. So contact us will come below. Then the shop will come under home. I click on save menu. Take note, after saving, it will not just appear as your main menu. So you need to make sure you select primary menu. Then you go ahead and save menu so that it will appear right here. So if I refresh this page, you see my main menu. Perfect. Going back, I'll exit from here. I want to display all my categories as drop down menu. So I go back to menus and the categories. Take note, this is not my category, this is just a post category. So I need product categories. So I go to screen options and I check categories. Where is it? Sorry, product categories right here. Collapse the screen and I have my product categories in here. I'll just go ahead and select all this, add to menu. Now I'll bring them under shop, themes, software, templates will come under themes, plugins will also come under themes. Finally, books. Awesome. You can arrange them the way you want. There's no specific pattern. I click on save menu. Let's take a look. I refresh the page. Awesome. Perfect. Or better, so the shop, I can change it to all products, something like that. I click on the arrow here, or maybe download instead of products. Save menu. So my menu is created. Next, I'm going to create a new menu. So I click on create a new menu right here, and this one I'll call it company. Create menu. I'll go to view all, home, about, contact us, and shop. Now add to menu. Shop, I'll change it to downloads. Then I click on save menu. This time around, you don't assign it to any location. I create a new menu and I'll call this legal. Create menu. So take note, these menus I'm creating are footer menus aside the main menu. The company and then legal, they are footer menus. Take note. So I'll go to refund policy, terms, privacy, then FAQs. Add to menu. I can rearrange them. Maybe terms will come on top. Perfect. Save menu. Create a new menu, and this time around I'll create the menu for top categories. Create menu. So my top categories, I go to product categories. I'll just select all, add to menu. Meanwhile, books is not part of my top category, so I remove it. Then I go ahead and save menu. So now that all my menus are created, the next thing I'm going to do is customize my website. So I'll go to the front end and I click on customize. So I'll start from top. I'll click on the pencil icon here. Then I'll go over to design. So I'm customizing the whole of this header. The background is white. I'm going to make it black. And then the menu colors, I click on the pencil icon here. Then I go over to design. I scroll down to menu color, text/link. This is the normal color. I click on it and I'll change the color to my blue color. Perfect. Window is already blue. This blue is different from the previous one. The hover color, I'll make it the same blue, but this time around it will be a little bit darker. Perfect. You can also customize your header by using the header customizer down here. So I click on this plus icon and I can choose whatever icon I want from here. So I'll go and get the cat to display right here. Awesome. And I'll change the color. So I'll just click on it, design, color. I'll enter my blue color. You can also change the style of the icon if you want. So currently it is outline. You can make it fill. I'll keep it as fill. Now I'll work on my logo. So I click on it right here, and in here I can select my logo, upload files, select files. I have my logo in here. I have a video that will show you how to create your own logo for free. I'll leave that in the description down below so that you can check it out. So my logo is uploaded. I click on select. I don't want to crop it, but it is too big. So logo width, I can change it from here, 120. 120 is small, maybe 150. Perfect. And I don't need the side title anymore, so I just toggle it off from here. And going down, I can go ahead and insert my site icon. So I click on it, select icon, upload files, select files, and I have my icon in here. Select, skip cropping. The next thing I'll work on is my shop page. Take note, I've changed my shop page to download, so I click on it, then I go back. First of all, I'll work on sidebar. And the WooCommerce, I want to have a sidebar at left, so I choose this. But take note, it won't display anything unless I go to the back end to get my sidebars. And then single product page, I don't want any sidebar, so I say no sidebar. So I go back. Next I go over to WooCommerce. I go to product catalog. Currently my shop page is in 4 columns. I don't need it in 4 columns. You see that they are very tiny. Shop columns, I change it to 3. Awesome. I think this is cool. And the number of products is 12. You can change it if you want. So in here you can toggle off some of the things you don't want. So if you don't want the product title, you can toggle it off, but I don't think anybody will want to do this, so I bring it back. But I don't need ratings, so I toggle it off. So I go back. Next I go over to global, and the typography, body font family, I change it to Montserrat. Back, container, The only thing I want to change in here is WooCommerce layout, and I will make it boxed. So if I go to a single product page, to be boxed like this. I think this is cool. Back, buttons. So I want to change my buttons background to my blue color, and you can also change the button styles from here. Maybe if you want something like a pale, okay, but I will just leave it as default. I go back. Next I go to footer builder, that is down here, and I'll go ahead and select this section, and I want to have 4 columns instead of 3, and the layout I'll change it to the middle one so that the first footer will be bigger than the rest of them. Next I'll go to design, and I'll change the background color to black, but you won't see it showing now because it's not in here yet. Next I go to copyright, so I click on it from here. So powered by, I change it to, I can link it to my website. Insert link, click on the J icon, open link in a new tab, update. I go to design, and the text color I'll change it to white, and then the whole background color I click on this gear icon, and I go to design, and I change it to black. I'll just go ahead and publish it. Meanwhile, we can't see our sidebar on the downloads page yet, as you can see in here, and also the footer menus, we can't see them. So to do that, we need to go back to the back end in order to get them. So I go back to the back end, and the appearance, I go over to widgets. The first thing I'll do is go over to WooCommerce sidebar, click on it. Now click on the plus icon here. I search for search, and I'll use product search. So I click on it. I'll add another widget, price. So I want to filter by price, so I choose it from here. In the title, you can change it to whatever title you want, but I think this is cool, filter by price. I'll add another widget. I'll search for products, and this is going to be products by category. So I select this. The title, I'll just call it products or product categories. Perfect. And I click on done. I'll update it. Then I'll go to the shop page. Hovering on the name of my website, I right click on visit store, open link in a new tab. Perfect. Oops, I think this is not what I want. That is the product categories. This is not what I want. I go back to widgets, add block, categories. I think this is what I'm looking for, product categories list. Perfect, this is what I want and not this. So I just select it, and I click on these options here, remove block. I'll update it. Go to the products page, refresh. Perfect, this is what I want. So the next thing I'm going to do is go back to customizer and add my footer widgets. So in here, I just click on the plus icon, and I choose widget 1, and I'll go ahead and click on it. Click on add widget, and I'll search for text. I have text widget in here. So the first thing I'm going to do is add media, and I'll go ahead and choose my icon, sorry, my logo, insert. Then next I go ahead and enter my about information, and I'll click on done. Let's see how that will come up. Okay, next I go to widget 2, and I go in for widget 2, click on it, add widget, then I search for navigation. I have navigation menu in here. Go to the third widget, click on the plus icon, widget 3, click on it, add widget, navigation, and finally fourth widget, widget 4, click on it, add a widget, search for navigation. I have it in here. I publish it. I can go back to first widget and edit my logo. I select it and I can reduce the size from here. Perfect. Okay, maybe the text, I need to reduce it, so I remove this much. Done. So our widgets are not showing, don't worry, we'll fix them in a moment. So the next thing I'm going to do is go to copyright the gear icon. Now go to design, and the border color, I want to add a color, so I'll choose CE, so that I have a separation in between the footer and the copyright section. Perfect. Lastly, I want to see my menu on mobile and tablet, so I choose mobile down here, and you see that on mobile we are seeing the site title, we don't need it. I click on the pencil icon right here and I'll hide site title on mobile. To be the same for desktop, tablet, hide site title, and then the menu, go in there. I don't need this, I need to configure it, so that is off canvas menu. I click on it, click on configure, and then off canvas menu I'll use main menu. Awesome. Let's check it for mobile. That's cool. So that's it on all the customization I want to do. But take note, we still fixed our footer section, so I publish it and I exit from here. Now going back to widgets, I refresh the page and we'll now see all the widgets we have added. So we have the footer builder widget 1, widget 2, 3 and 4. So let's go to widget 2. So you see that I have my navigation in here, but there's no preview. I select it, drop down the arrow and I choose company, and title I enter company. I'll do the same thing for widget 3, legal, the widget 4, top categories, the title, top categories. Updates, come back in here, refresh, and we'll now see our footer menus. Perfect. Now that the customization of our website is done, the next thing I'm going to do is test my system out. So before I buy a product, I will go over to WooCommerce and create a coupon code, because I don't want to make payment to myself because I'm using my own PayPal account. So I'll create a coupon which will give me the opportunity to buy the product for free. So I click on add coupon. So the name, I will call it 100 off. So I'm going to make it 100% off coupon, and it's going to be a percentage discount, and in here I enter 100. So I won't do any other setting, I just go ahead and publish it. So now I'll go back to my product page. I'll just choose any of this. So this is how it will come up. I add it to cart, view the cart. In here I enter my coupon code. Okay, I think I need to fix this. I don't want to see a sidebar on the cart page as well as the checkout page. So first of all, let me fix this before we come back to it. So I click on customize. It's very important. So I click on sidebar, WooCommerce. I drop down the arrow and I say no sidebar. Awesome, you see that it is gone. So I publish it and I exit out of here. Okay, the sidebar is gone. So I just go ahead and enter my coupon code 100 off. Then I apply. Take note the price is 7.99. So after applying the coupon, the total price is now 0. You see that the 100 off to just deduct the whole of the 7.99 from the subtotal, which will give us 0. Proceed to checkout. So take note, when you apply the 100% coupon off, you won't see any payment gateway because we are not going to make any payment, simply because the price is 0. So in here I enter my billing details. Alright, I've entered my billing details. Take note, our website is a digital download website and we are not interested in all these fields. When it comes to checking out, we don't really need the street address, town, region, or even phone number. We may be interested in just the name and the email address, or maybe we can collect phone numbers. So we'll look at how we can fix this in a moment. So I'll just go ahead and place the order and see how it will come up. Alright, thank you, your order has been received. And you see that I have downloads, which means I can download this particular product I just bought. You see that downloads remaining is unlimited, expires, it will never expire. And then download, I have the download button in here. So all what I need to do is just click on the button and I'll have my download. Awesome. Click on save file, then OK, and my file is downloaded. I click on it to view it. Perfect. So as an administrator of the website, I will receive an email with regards to this order, and the client will also receive the same email. Awesome. Let's see how the email will come up. So this is the message the client will receive. They can also go ahead and download the product from here. Perfect. And this is the message the shop owner will receive. You see that you've received the following order from Sadiq Dana. So I exit from here, and as an administrator I can also check the order from the back end of my website. So I go over to WooCommerce, then I click on orders. So I have the order in here, and you see that the order is being completed. That's the reason why I was able to download the PDF book. So in here I don't need to do anything, simply because the system is automated. As soon as the payment is made, the product is available for download. Now let me take you through how we can remove some of the fields on the checkout page. So to do that, we will need a plugin. So I go over to plugins, add new, and the search plugins, I search for WooCommerce Direct Checkout. This is the plugin I'm going to install, Direct Checkout for WooCommerce by Quad Layers. I click on install now, activate. Plugin activated successfully. I go over to WooCommerce, then I click on Direct Checkout. Next I click on Checkout, going down, and I remove checkout fields. In here I enter all the fields I want to remove. So I just click in here. So all what I already have here, that is address, to company and phone, they are being removed. So I select city, country, state, postcode, address 1. Okay, maybe I need phone, so I'll remove phone. Perfect. Then I'll go down, click on save changes. So take note, all that is in here will not be part of the checkout fields anymore. So let's try that out. So we go back to the front end. So this time around I'm going to buy a template. I'll go down and buy a restaurant template, add to cart, view the cart. I'll enter my coupon, apply. Maybe I don't really need to go through the order, just want to see how the fields will come up. Proceed to checkout. Perfect. So you see that we have the name, phone and address, and then additional notes. Perfect. However, everything you want to do in here will depend upon what you want, but I think this is cool. For digital downloads products, I don't really need all the fields. Alright, so that is that. So if I finally decide that I want to complete the order, I just go ahead and click on place order. Alright, thank you, your order has been received, and I can go ahead and download my restaurant website templates. So that's it guys, on how to make a digital download website using WordPress and WooCommerce. And I hope this video was helpful. If you found value, kindly hit the like button, subscribe, and also enable the notification bell so that each time I post a new video on this channel, you'll be the first to know. Please, if you have some questions for me, you can leave them in the comments down below. I'll be more than glad to attend to them. Keep watching, and I'll see you in the next video.